My name is Damali Ssali, and I did a wonderful road trip to Queen Elizabeth National Park. It was a long, beautiful road trip. We took it leisurely. We drove slowly so that we can enjoy the beauty. Again, we made the usual pit stop at the equator. And we were lucky that there was a gentleman who showed us that experiment where if you're on this half of the equator, the water goes clockwise, and then on the other half of the equator is anti-clockwise. So we saw that experiment. There's wonderful coffee there. You can also have coffee. And well, I also bought the Ugandan flag there. But then we made another pit stop at the place where they sell the goat's meat, the standard. We continued on to Queen Elizabeth. So we got here where we are late in the night, late in the evening. And then the following day we wanted to see the Ishasha tree climbing lions. So on the first day of our game drives, I think we did 2 game drives actually, looking for the Ishasha lions, tree climbing lions. Unfortunately, we couldn't find them. But we saw buffaloes, we saw the elephants a little bit from a distance, but we couldn't find the lions, unfortunately. There we then went to Kasinyi, where we paid a little extra to get the experiential. The experiential one, it means that you see the lions that are tagged or prides, where one of them is tagged, and this was fantastic because we didn't go to see the lions. There was a group that we saw that has a total of eight lions. So there were lionesses, and then there were cubs, and then there were you could see the little adolescents. That was one group. And then we finally found one of the lions sitting in a cactus tree, just chilling in the morning, just lazing around. It was amazing because it was like this. We were in the car, but it was so close, and it was just taking a nap, slept the whole time we were there. And then I also saw another lion which was just sleeping next to a shrub. So the experiential bit was actually really, really good because we saw that. And then we also saw a leopard. It's a beautiful, beautiful coat. And it wasn't necessarily scared of people, so you could see it from a distance. So we were able to observe it and watch it. And that's quite new because leopards are very, very, seclusive. So it was good that we actually saw that.
My name is Juan, and I come from Spain, from Madrid, and I'm here in Uganda just to enjoy the nature and the mountains. Also, my goal was to climb the highest mountain in Uganda, one of the highest mountains near the equator. And although this was my main goal, I visit your country because this is a nice country. I love the people in Uganda. They are really nice people, and the landscape, the national parks are really very interesting. So after the mountain, I made a trip also that was organized by Ruwenzori Mountain Services, and Joel, my driver, my new friend here in Uganda, my new brother, stayed with me during 1 week, and in 1 week I'm visiting part of the most important national parks in Uganda. First, Queen Elizabeth National Park. We do game drive, boat drive in Kathinga Channel. Really nice experience, a lot of animals, and I recommend everybody to come to Uganda to visit these wonderful national parks. Now here in this interview, we are also in another part of the Queen Elizabeth National Park, is Ishasha, and it's a very interesting place where you can see 3 lions. There are many also other types of animals, elephants, buffaloes. But the most important is 3 lions. We saw lions, so it was really nice experience here in Ishasha.
Irene Kichoncho, Ireta, a traveler. I had a trip to Ishasha, a road trip. Of course, it starts with the small little meet at the road toll, which I love so much. Then come all the way to the hills of Kunjiri, and then we come to Ishasha. It wasn't a bad trip. It was actually shorter than I thought. We got here and I promised my fellow travelers I will not wake up early to go look for lions, because I've seen lions, they've not changed, they've not... Surprisingly, I was up by 5 and we were on the road by 5:30 to look for the same lions that I promised not to wake up and look at. Oh, it was such a lovely experience. We saw the climbing lions, we saw the ones that were on the ground. My best experience was the leopard, because I had not seen one in the wild, and it was really a show off. It did everything for us to be able to see its spots, how long it is, how it can sit, how it can do other things that I will not mention. But it was such an experience. The roads, the tracks are very interesting. They have names. There's one called Janat. I'll not mention why. But it was such a nice trip, and I enjoyed myself. My only issue is the lions that are dying. We need to work on that, and I don't know how we're going to have a conservation for the lions, because we cannot lose 40 lions in a year, and yet we are sure we can't make 40 lions in 1 year. Then I don't know how we're going to deal with the small communities in the park, because they're the reason why the lions are dying.
Then also one other thing we did was to go to Kazinga Channel. So Kazinga Channel connects Albert, Lake Albert and Lake George. So we saw that, and we saw some baby crocs, some birds, beautiful birds, and then the hippos. They were everywhere actually. They were littered, schools and schools of hippos all over the place. So we also enjoyed that. So it was a nice short boat ride, about an hour, and we got to see the beautiful scenery. It's just really nice, the channel, because you have vegetation this side, vegetation the other side, and just cool waters flowing through. So it's a nice, chilling, relaxing experience. And then we also had some wonderful fish. So at the landing where you get onto the boat at Kazinga Channel, you should make sure that you actually order, before you get on the boat, order for some fish, fresh fish, because they will either deep fry it or grill it, whatever you want, and then you get on the boat. By the time you come back, your food is ready. You should definitely enjoy that fish, because it's fresh right from the lake. Then the other experience we did was to go through the Chambura Gorge. So there's a gorge in Queen Elizabeth. It's a savanna grassland, and right bang in the middle there is a gorge. I think there is an opening, maybe there was an escarpment, and then there is a tropical rainforest just below. So we went there to track the chimpanzees, wanted to track the chimpanzees, because there are chimpanzees in that tropical forest once you get into it. Unfortunately, we couldn't see any chimpanzees, but they are there, because we could see their feet. They were all over the place. And again, in the middle of the Chambura Gorge, there is a river flowing through it. And we could see that a lot of animals go there to actually drink their water, and drink the water. And then again, the hippos were actually also in that gorge. So there are these beautiful old trees in this. So you can just take maybe like a nature walk. For us, it was more of a beautiful nature walk more than anything. And the air is fresh, everything is green, and it's a tropical rainforest. I think it's the miracle of the tropical rainforest right in the middle of a savanna that was actually quite a good experience for us. So we did that.
My name is Mutahinga Joel Kule, and currently working with Rendori Mountaineering Services, an organization responsible for hiking to the top of the mountain, where we can only see snow in Uganda, and also Uganda's highest point, and also the third highest point in Africa. To this, for now I'm in Ishasha, having a client who wants to move around after the resort experience. The country is so beautiful. I'm just telling everybody, especially my fellow Ugandans, please, we've seen all about COVID-19 closing many people from their own countries. I now call upon my fellow Ugandans to come and visit this country. Their country is so beautiful. We have so many people now who can afford these rates, but because they go to Europe for their holidays, we don't see any around. Please, I encourage everybody to come to the parks, visit Uganda and build Uganda.
So there is a lot to do around Queen Elizabeth National Park. I encourage you, all Ugandans, to come. The beauty about being Ugandan is that the fees are very low. So the experiential, for example, where we were doing the experiential, the lion experiential bit, the Ugandans, we were paying 130K to experience that, whilst the foreigners pay more in dollars. So as a Ugandan, we really they give us really good rates. Accessing the park is also very cheap. So I encourage every Ugandan to come and experience the magic that is in Queen Elizabeth National Park.
So I really recommend from my heart to visit Uganda. Uganda is one of the pearls of Africa. Make a very huge area where you can see a lot of animals. There is an environment really interesting. There are many national parks full of animals, and also we need to conserve them. So I leave the message to visit Uganda, to try to conserve the environments and enjoy the nature that this country is so wonderful, so nice, that only I have good words to recommend people to come here to Uganda. You can see gorillas in the rainforest, you can see chimps, you have really nice game drives in the national parks where you can see many different types of animals, and all the national parks are really interested, and I recommend the people to come to this wonderful country that really, for me, it was a really nice experience, and I love Uganda.
To encourage Ugandans to come and see these beautiful animals, see this beautiful place. This is home. Let's start from home before we go to the European countries or Arabian countries, because there's nothing to see there. It's just spending more money. Yeah, otherwise it was such a great experience. See you.
Uganda is so beautiful. You can see all these looking at Uganda's resources.